Is the speaker grill, and I've also put in my lights for my Marquee. I picked up some L brackets, and those are now mounted onto that little LED bar. I did have to cut this bar to size and trim off some of the LED lights, but I had picked these up a couple of years ago, I think off of eBay. I picked up 5 of them with this bar and the LEDs to fit a full size with the cabinet for I think $10 shipped from China. So I had these lying around to make the LED light work. Now these are 12 volts, so I did tap into 12 volts on the side and ran a wire down the back for now. So there's my 12 volt wire going down the back, and I just need to run my speaker wire up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run my speaker wire up. I'll plug that in, and that speaker is way in the back there, and then we'll put the Marquee on. And I had some brackets made up. Now these are the brackets here. Now the bottom piece of the Williams brackets, they actually have a place for the Marquee to sit in. Unfortunately, I did not do that. Let me show you what it is. If I come over here to the Make Tracks, there's a Make Tracks Mini, and here is the top piece. Okay, it's got 4 holes there, and it sits on the top like that. And the bottom piece, now these are plastic also, has this extra channel for the Marquee to sit in. I did not do that with the ones I had made up. That was going to cost me a bit more, and I think just having a way to mount the Marquee in there is going to work fine for me for now. And then just in case you guys are curious how this Marquee light works on the original Make Tracks, it's a bunch of little tiny bulbs. They're 44s, I believe, and they just kind of sit there in that row and they light it up. It's very dim. It's not super bright or anything, but it works. But yeah, so that's the bracket. And mine don't have the bracket. So let's go ahead and we're going to plug in the speaker wire, and we will put the Marquee on. Alright, we're looking at the back of the Robotron Mini here, and down there is the power section, and over here I decided to actually take the time. I mounted the J-Rock board here on the side. I picked up some PCB feet, what they're called, and it comes with a set, screws to mount the board to, but you will need some wood screws or whatever else you're going to use. And this is what a PCB foot looks like as I drop it on the floor. There you go. And it just has a machine end to go through the PCB, and it just stands everything off from the wooden cabinet here. So I put those on. I got the JAMA harness plugged in, and we can admire my lack of cable management going on. So we've got the wire there for the monitor. We're going to tie that off to the side eventually. This is the power for the monitor. And remember, I don't need an isolation transformer for this monitor, which is nice. Here are my speaker wires. I separated those from the loom here. Everything in my hand here is for controls, including the coin credit switch, which I will probably put that in, I guess. I mean, I am going to put a real coin door on, so we'll see. These other ones over here, that's power, which goes down to the power supply, and some video cables that go up there. So like I said, lack of cable management. We will clean that up. I'm not good at it. I will fully disclose that right now. But so I did put a little wire clip here. I actually got these at the hardware store. You can buy them online, but I picked them up at the hardware store. They were selling them loose, and they wanted something ridiculous like, I don't know, 25 cents a piece. And I was like, well, I need more than, I'm going to spend like $10 worth of clips. So they sold them to me at the package price, which saved me some money, which I appreciate that, because I guess they don't sell a lot of these at the hardware store I go to. So it made sense for them to sell them individually. So, but they did sell me them. So anyway, here we go. Here's the speaker wire. I've pulled that out. It's plenty long enough See, there we go. And that just needs to get fed up through this hole here. And if we look through the hole, can we see through the hole? Yep, see that little plus sign there? That's telling me I'm near the speaker. You fit in there? Anyway, the speaker's in there. So we're going to feed the wire through here, and then we'll come in through the other side and plug it in. I don't think I'll need to lower the speaker grill to do this. So I'll go around the other side and we'll plug that in and watch the cable fall back through. I'll go all the way in there. Get in the hole. What movie is that from? I don't remember. Alright. We'll go ahead and I'll plug that in, and then we'll put the marquee on. Alright, so we're looking at the front of the cabinet. I've got the wires in for the speaker. I can't really see them back there, but they're in there. I was able to just kind of stick my hand in right over that bar and plug them in. I do have a lot of excess wire. At some point, I think I will cut it or wrap it up. Most likely, wrap it up. Then I don't have to cut anything. And I know what you're thinking. Cut it! Cut it, Tim! But I'll probably do something like that. Anyway, so it's all wired up for the speaker and for the lights. So let's go ahead. We're going to spin the cabinet around, and I'm going to put on the marquee. And while we're looking at all this mess of wire here, I looked up the way you wire this. One way you can wire this is so that so if you're doing it for Robotron and the multi-Williams J-Rock board, one way to do it is to do the player 1 and player 2 all connect normally, and the up, down, left, right on the JAMA connect normally to that left joystick, and then the right joystick, buttons 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the JAMA harness are for up, down, firing up, down, left, right. So I think that's probably how I'm going to do it. Let's just check, see if we can see really fast. We do have button 4 populated. Sometimes when you buy JAMA harnesses, they don't go up to button 4. They might only do button 1 or the first 2, the first 3 buttons. So we do have the first 4 buttons here populated. So we can do it that way. Otherwise, we would do the player 2 joystick is an option. So I'm going to stuff the wires back in here and continue to create my mess. There you go. Get back in there. We're going to spin the cabinet around and put on the marquee. And I'm going to call it a night for a little bit. Whether I end this video here or not is the great question. Oh, one important thing. When you're putting in screws, make sure you buy screws that are not the width of your wood. You want to do a little bit shorter just so you don't poke through. I ended up using 1/2-inch screws, and this is 3/4 inch plywood, so I was definitely safe. All right, let's spin it around and put on the marquee. So now we're going to go ahead and put on the marquee brackets that I had made. I've already marked the holes and pre-drilled them, not all the way through, but just enough to get the screws started. So we'll go ahead and we'll put those brackets on. I painted the screws. I still need to paint the other screws here, but we can do that. It's not hard to do. Go ahead and we'll see if we get that. Like that. Now, when I was putting this on, I was test fitting it. I did put the marquee in just to make sure I got my spacing right. I didn't want it too tight, but we did want it just enough so that it would keep it from rattling around. Go ahead and put these 2 screws in, then I'll put the 3rd one in. Now the other ones, the original ones have 4. I put my own holes in, so I just did 3. is definitely enough. Okay, that's good. That's not going anywhere. And then we put our marquee here. It's dirty. I need to clean it. Right on top like that. This is starting to look real, isn't it? Almost. We're almost there. Over a year later, we're almost there. And yes, I know, part of it chipped there. I did, in this process of getting things custom printed, I did have to triple thick the back just to kind of protect it, but I didn't quite make it, and part of it did chip off, but you're not going to see it. So we're going to put that on just like that, and before you know it, we've got a new looking Robotron there. Of course. What the heck? There we go. There we go. There's one screw. Another screw. And the third, probably with my elbow in the way. There we go. We have a Robotron put together. Let's turn it on and see how it looks lit up. Now I will say, because this isn't, done, like the way some of the other fancy arcade places done. I had this custom printed. It's not as vibrant as it could be. I'll see if we can come up with a way to make it more vibrant, but I think for now it's going to definitely do the job, considering this is a free custom print job done for me that I greatly appreciate. And that person's also doing the plexi bezel, which right now we just have the cardboard prototype in, which is working, but I am excited to get that in as well. So this is actually going to look pretty legitimate on its all said and done. So let's go ahead and turn it on real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill the lights behind me so we can see everything, and we'll turn on the game. There we go. Let's see. So I know the marquee looks washed out on your view, but let's see if we get the camera to focus. There we go. Robotron. And sure enough, it also says Robotron there. Let's see if I back up, if I can. I don't know. Where do I need to be to get this? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. There we go. That's what it looks like lit up. Let me turn on a light. Maybe it'll look better. Alright, so I'm playing with this with the lights on. I think it looks a little bit better. You guys get the idea. You can actually kind of see it now. I thought it would look better with the lights off, but what do I know? So there we go. This is, let me back up a little bit. This is starting to look like a real arcade game. I just need the coin doors, control panel done, which that's the next thing to do, is do the wiring for the control panel. I just got to get some joysticks, and then I don't know. What do we do next? Oh, coin doors, back door needs to get put on. We'll put the bezel on. And this sucker's done. Oh, and then you know what? The very last thing we get to do is, yep, pull the plastic off of the brand new monitor, and we'll dial it in as well so that everything kind of fits on the screen. But yep, that is the last step. Very exciting. I can't wait. We're finally making some progress on this after it's almost like a year of working on this project. May actually a little bit more if we start with the design phase and the 3D model on SketchUp. So we're getting there. This is going to be real. Now I have a lower coin door. I'm actually trying to get them reproduced, so I'll have a small run of lower coin doors available if they turn out okay. I just got to get an upper coin door. Now I noticed I didn't drill any holes for the coin doors just in case something didn't work out right. I want to be able to drill my own hole, but so far everything I've matched up to it, holes have lined up perfectly. So I probably could have done it, but I was erring on the side of safety as this is the prototype version. But there we go. I'm going to end this video here. Not a lot was accomplished, but it's starting to look real, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Alright guys, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks a lot. And yeah, don't make fun of me and my cable management. I'll fix that. Take it easy.